Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Between the Sticks. I'm Sahib. This right here is Nabil, and we're back here for another week of fun footy and everything that has happened from the weekend. Nabil, how are you?
Good, mate. It's good to be back. Another week, another episode.
Yes, sir.
So let's get underway.
Absolutely. How was your weekend? Let's start off with that.
Yeah, it was good. We went down to Phillip Island.
Yes, we did.
With some friends.
Bit of a getaway for the weekend.
Yeah, away from the city, which is always nice.
Absolutely.
We headed down on Thursday night. So
Yes, we did. We started our weekend a little earlier than most people.
we did. We still worked on Friday.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that was okay.
Yep.
And what happened on Thursday night? Carlton played Hawthorn. And
Yes, sir. We caught the back half of the Carlton game.
yeah, jeez, it's club, man.
We're back to the same rubbish from
Back to the cartoons.
Well, I never thought the day would come where you would
man.
give in to calling the cartoons as well.
Sam Doherty's last game, and what was that, man?
I mean, you tell me, what was that?
They were still at Princess Park, and the Hawthorn were at the MCG.
Brother, it looks like you've taken my role over giving Carlton shit.
Oh my god!
Like, I don't
really, man.
I mean,
first quarter they were still asleep.
I think I don't think the margin was as bad as how you guys played, to be completely honest with you. I think Hawthorn could have punished you guys a lot more.
100%. 100%.
But I think you guys were very lucky to get away with only a 4-goal loss to a team that's basically contending for the premiership and finals at the moment. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's been our problem all year. We play well for two quarters or first half.
We've been saying this for the whole season.
Collingwood could have belted us. They could have really hurt us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Brisbane could have done the same.
Yep.
The
Hawks.
The Hawks.
Yep.
North did that for 3 quarters. They just fell away in the last, and we made it look like
a close game.
Respectable
they
score. So, Port, they took it easy on us in the last. So, look,
I think there's no mercy rule in the AFL, but I think the teams are just automatically applying it to you guys.
They switch into third gear. They realise they've got next week to worry about, and they
fair enough.
Put us up with that crap. In some news that came out over the last few days relating to Carlton.
After that game especially.
After that game. Jack Silvani, famous Carlton name,
Name, yes sir.
So he's got an offer from Collingwood. Similar offer, 4 years, 700k. So a similar offer, and he's strongly considering it, according to The Age by Sam McClure.
I have a question. What do AFL players play AFL for?
Flags, premierships. Yeah, look, it's a shame.
It is
3 generations, and the Silvani name is synonymous with Carlton, synonymous with Logan Street, and now young Jack wants out the door.
Not only he wants out the door, he wants to literally the enemy. He wants to go straight over to the enemy's house.
I wish him well.
You do?
Yeah, look.
Fair enough. I didn't think a Carlton supporter.
If we play, once I see him in the Collingwood jersey next week, and I'm at that game, and next year, whatever it might be.
The feelings aren't going to be as mutual, are they? Fair enough.
Speaking of Collingwood, they played on Sunday. Take us away.
I mean, do you guys see the guy on this shirt right here? His name's Nicholas Dacos. Yeah, that guy.
Back.
He played a game of his life, the highest rated game of an AFL player this season.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, had a field day. I don't know if teams have given up on tagging him.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're just like, you know what, we worry about tagging him, we lose the rest of the structure in our game. Or we don't tag him, and he does what Nick does on a weekly basis.
It's hard to tag anyway.
That too. He's kind of getting used to it and kind of learning the tricks and the trades of dealing with a proper tag. But on the weekend, he had an amazing game. Kicked 3 from basically halfback.
Kicked one on his left as well.
Kicked one on his left down in the pocket on the city end of the MCG.
Yes.
The crowd erupted. Nearly kicked the 4th, actually.
Yes.
He took a mark on the boundary and in the wet weather snapped it around his body, but didn't go well. But yeah, had 42 to go with his 3. Had a record for this year for Collingwood of 14 scoring involvements.
Jeez, wow. Off half-back too.
Off half-back, which is the crazier part. And 910 meters gained to go with all that.
We spoke about meters gained off camera.
Yes, we did.
That's a really important stat.
It is, and I'll be honest, I was asking you a couple of days ago exactly what meters gained entailed as a stat, and we kind of figured out that it just meant how much of the ball you get towards your attack or towards scoring from your back half or from your defensive half of the ground. And for a player, especially like Dacos that runs and carries the ball, 910 meters is a big number. So
I think we mentioned the closest Richmond player. Correct me. Look, I might get the stats wrong.
Yeah.
He had the closest Richmond player had nearly half of that.
Yeah, it was like 487 or 67 or something like that.
Big numbers.
So yeah, big numbers from the little genius, and yeah, thanks to him and thanks to us playing a little better than we did in the last couple of weeks. We got over the line. I don't think it was as convincing of a win as it could have been.
Yes.
We only beat them by 6 goals. So I don't think it was as the demolition that everybody thought could potentially happen. Again, I spoke about this last week and the week before that, our inaccuracy, our transition into getting the ball into forward 50. Again, this week we had 56 inside forward 50s.
Yeah.
So we didn't, our conversion rate, which has been pretty good early in the season, hasn't been as
Fallen
good.
away a little bit.
Yeah. And I don't know if that's more like just a game plan thing or them trying new things.
It could be Richmond. I thought Richmond played pretty well.
I agree, definitely. I think they played pretty well. They've been playing pretty well. I've been saying this all season. But I just think also for the amount of possession, the amount of attacking, I guess you can say, time that we had and how much we kept the ball in our forward half because of the pressure, I think we could have done a lot more damage on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and didn't put them away.
The Gold Coast game, we got away with it. The Freo game, we lost by a point. Richmond, we beat, not convincingly. So I think this next couple of weeks will tell us how well things are going or how much improvement.
Who do you play? You play Brisbane and Adelaide and you run home, don't you?
Hawthorn, Adelaide.
Well, yeah, we'll find out a lot about Collingwood. Pretenders.
We'll see if we can keep that top spot for the rest of the season. You've been calling us June premiers, so I hope we don't prove you right.
You should be July premiers.
We are going to be July premiers.
July premiers.
So hopefully, that was, I guess, the gist of the Collingwood game and what came out of it. I think Nick Dacos is well on his way to the Brownlow and probably another coach's award.
Okay, that's
so he's tracking well and we're tracking okay right now. But hopefully things only kind of get better from here. So
I hope not.
Of course you don't. But yeah, moving on from the Collingwood and Carlton talk. Time for our top team and flop team of the week.
Yes, top team, flop team of the week.
Yes, sir.
I start this week. We go to the Geelong game, Geelong North Melbourne. Now, Geelong is my top team, but I'm not going to talk about Geelong. There's one man I want to talk about. I'm very excited about this.
Big Jez.
Cameron.
Yes, sir.
Jezza.
Go on.
So, he's sitting on 69 goals.
Yes.
So, yes, Geelong's my top team, but he's sitting on 69 goals.
Yes.
He's 31 to get.
Yep.
31 to get. They've got 4 games.
And they're playing some interesting
They play
teams.
Essendon, they play Port Adelaide, they play Hawthorn, and they play Richmond. I'm not sure the order, but those are the teams.
Yep.
Essendon have no backline. Absolutely rubbish.
Jeremy Cameron's kicking another 11.
He's kicking 11. Richmond, they're young, lots of development.
Yeah, but their defense won't hold up against Jeremy Cameron and Patrick Dangerfield and a lot.
They won't.
Yep.
And then you've got Port and Hawthorn, which might be a challenge. But they assuming Geelong finish top 4,
yep,
they also play 2 finals.
2 finals, yep.
That's 6 games, 31 goals. 6 games minimum, potentially. 31 goals. If Geelong feed him the ball in the next 4 weeks,
yep,
he's a real chance to get 100.
Do you want me to be honest with you?
We could run on the field.
I actually think he might get it by the end of the home and away
season.
Yeah,
so that's a big call.
Only because there's 31 goals, there's 4 games. That's about 7 and something goals a game.
Wow.
So if he kicks another bag of, let's say, 8 or 10 or whatever it is in the next couple of weeks, that will cut down how many goals he needs to kick.
He does, yeah.
You know, significantly. And then he'll need to kick maybe like 4 or 5 goals in the last 2 rounds or some shit like that. So, yeah, there's a very good chance.
It is. So I'm very excited about it.
Yep.
we're keeping a close eye on it.
Absolutely. And my top team of the week, I wouldn't even call them top team of the week for the whole game.
Yes.
For what they produced in the last quarter.
Unbelievable.
I think St Kilda have to be the top team of the week. And a lot like yourself, along with our top team comes the best player. One man. They call him number 7 for St Kilda, and his name is Nasiah Wanginen Millera. And
Absolute
he had...
star.
Did he have a game this week. 34 disposals, 4 goals.
Wow.
Off the half-back line as well.
Yes.
He also had 9 score involvements.
Wow.
And a lot like Nick, 750 metres gained.
Big numbers, yeah.
Big numbers for a half-backer. And not only did he have 34 and kick 4, he won the game for St Kilda.
He absolutely did. He kicked 2 crucial goals.
Took a massive pack mark on the heads
he did.
of a bunch of Melbourne defenders.
Yes.
And yeah, I don't know what blunder the Melbourne team had in that last quarter.
We'll leave that for the footy shows.
Yeah, 90 seconds. But whatever they did, St Kilda, Rowan Marshall, Nasiah, that whole group, Kamenides, all of them executed that play to kick that ball to Nasiah just on the siren for him to turn around and kick the winner of that game. So for that reason, and for I think it's a record that St Kilda come back 46 points.
At three-quarter
time. It's an AFL record for coming
record.
back at 3/4 time and winning a game. For that reason, even though I've been calling them rubbish all year, St Kilda are my top team for this week. And our flop teams.
Yes, my flop team is Essendon.
Yeah, they've been flopping the whole season.
We've been calling them shit all season.
They've been flopping the whole season, let's be honest.
I think we predicted they'll lose by 80+ points last week.
We did, didn't we?
We did, yeah. We called the Bulldogs percentage farmers and they farmed their percentage.
It'd be hilarious if they have like 140% don't make finals, though.
They're on track.
To not make finals. Yeah, they are, absolutely.
Essendon absolutely rubbish. I know they're besieged by injuries.
Yeah.
I acknowledge that, but you can't perform like that. You can't lose.
Yeah, plastered by 100 points every week.
The whole competition expects it, and you deliver like that.
That makes them your flop team. Absolutely. And my flop team of the week is one of the top 4 contenders, actually, Brisbane.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't show up.
Brother, I wish I could that's low-key, it shows me how unpredictable this season is.
It is, yeah.
Because Gold Coast just scraped over the line against us 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
Had a great first half, disappeared in the second half, goodbye. The week after that, they played Adelaide. They were nowhere to be found.
Gone.
Then last week, they showed up and, on the weekend, they showed up and plastered Brisbane, who have been playing pretty well, but have had a little bit of inconsistency and a bit of hiccups here and there. And I think on the weekend that showed up again against Gold Coast. They didn't play as well as they could. Their midfield for some reason wasn't clicking.
No, Matt Rowell really,
brother,
he showed them up.
Matt Rowell, I can tell you almost, he ran rings around the Brisbane midfield.
He did, yeah.
They didn't know who to put on him.
No.
They put Dunkley on him. He went to Neil. They played him on Neil. He moved to McClucky. Like he just kept walking around that Brisbane midfield doing as he pleased. And the showing that Brisbane put up to fight that, especially in the midfield, was non-existent.
Brisbane's midfield don't lose. They're a really good midfield.
Very dominant
Those three
midfield.
You mentioned, elite players of the competition. They don't often get beaten. And Matt Rowell and Noah Anderson and the Gold Coast Suns absolutely wiped the floor with them.
Absolutely. And for that reason and for the way they played, they're my flop team of the week.
That's fair. That's fair.
Moving on from the flop team, top team. A couple of topics we wanted to have a conversation about.
Yes.
Week.
There are. So
yes, sir.
This week we're going to be touching on tradition, so AFL tradition.
Yes.
Compared with what we consider tradition to the modernisation of the game.
Absolutely.
It's probably an ongoing conversation that occurs in a lot of places on a regular basis.
Most definitely.
So we're going to touch on a few of the issues and whether there's room for modernity or whether we keep a tradition.
Absolutely.
I'll put my hand up and say I like tradition.
Yeah.
In footy especially, so I don't like big changes, and I've said that before.
Yep.
But let's you want to kickstart us off?
Yeah, I think the first thing that I could almost say there's a weekly conversation or an argument or a discussion on is the rule changes that keep taking place. I think we can start off with the whole concussion and the head high knock conversation. I think originally it started off with just saying, hey, we want everybody to be well and healthy and safe and kind of play the game. And, you know, even life after footy, we don't want people to be going through a lot of things that are not, in terms of health-wise anyway, bad. But because of that, they're bringing a rule change almost every second week now around the head knock situation. I know the Stephen May stuff that's going on right now has caused a lot of issues. And just players almost don't know what the exact rules around things are.
Yeah, and this, I'm glad you brought up Stephen May because, like, what is reasonable steps? Like, we've gotten to the point where you've got this tribunal who's making decisions on determining the bounce of the footy. And that's not me. Like, I'm stealing this take from Dermot Brereton on SEN, but he makes a really, really good point. How can some legal expert respectfully predict the bounce of the footy and determine what's reasonable in the circumstances?
I agree with you.
I don't know. It frustrates me, tears my hair out.
That, and also, like, we've always known how unpredictable the footy, the Sherrod is.
The St Kilda Collingwood grand final with the Stephen Milne?
Exactly. So there's things like that, and because of that, like, it's getting to a point where, don't get me wrong, footy is a contact sport, and I think we spoke about this a couple of weeks ago as well when we were talking about how soft is the game becoming. And it's a contact sport. Yes, I agree with the whole, you know, we don't want to run into people and break their heads, crack their heads open, or give them concussions and, you know, give them a hard time in life generally outside of playing sport. But at the same time, it's also a contact sport. If we're going to, every inch, every second, every millimeter that kind of takes place, if we try and measure that, hey, you could have turned your shoulder here instead of here.
Nuts, man.
You could have done this instead of that. A lot of that is just becoming, it's becoming almost like players have to learn how to play the game every week.
They're watching these, they're making these decisions on slow-mo and the game doesn't happen in slow motion.
Exactly. And like that's the hardest part about it. So the concussion and the head knock and all that is one thing. The same thing we spoke about the umpires last week, but the whole thing about holding the ball, half the players don't know what holding the ball is.
The fans don't know.
The fans don't know what the holding the ball is. The coaches and clubs
no
can't
one knows.
Coach their players and the people that are taking the field on a weekly basis on what holding the ball is, what holding the ball isn't, types of things. You know,
so
that keeps changing every week. So just the general rule changes, and I think traditionally, you set the rules. You kind of have a pretty good guide and understanding of what they are. Unless something, like they say, if it's not broken, don't fix it.
Don't fix it,
shit,
man.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's like, why are we making it a normality that we can every week just turn up and be like, hey, we don't like what happened there. We'll just change it. Hey, this is not working. I have no idea what the right thing is or how we're going to fix it, but just change it. Just make it different.
Yeah, look, I wish I knew.
I think those have been the biggest, issues when it comes to that. I think the other thing also that has been spoken about a lot, and it started because of COVID actually, was shortening the games or the time of the games and the quarters and how long they go for.
I have a question for you on that.
Yeah.
They're going to shorten quarters. They're going to make it, and I know Patrick Dangerfield's a big fan of this.
Yeah.
But they're going to make 20-minute quarters or 25-minute quarters.
Yeah.
Am I getting a discount on my membership? Am I getting? I'm not being stingy here or whatever. Am I getting a discount or am I paying? I'm paying more for a less of a product. Like, no.
Well, I have a question. A footy ticket's going to be cheaper.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like, well, why?
No. Is my 3-hour experience going to be turned into 2.5 hours or 2 hours?
Absolutely not.
And am I still going to pay the same amount? I agree with you. So again, traditionally, quarters have been 30 minutes. You play the game for 2 hours. You have your breaks at quarter time, three-quarter time, half time. And altogether, you have a full 3-hour experience.
The fans like it. We want 3 hours. We're not asking for a shorter product.
I agree with you.
Don't change it.
So that's another thing that's been talked about a lot lately. The whole the game needs to be shorter. It goes for too long, blah, blah, blah. Well, if that's the case, just set out the fixture a bit better. Yeah. Don't get teams to play 5-day breaks and 6-day breaks if we're worried about player fatiguing and injuries and all that kind of stuff. The fans aren't complaining. We're already struggling with how we're consuming the product. Don't make it shorter and don't make less of it. So, I think that's another thing that's been on the agenda a lot.
The other one I want to touch on, I'm going to combine two.
Yep.
these are, I call them gimmicks because that's what they are. The first one you brought up off camera.
Yep.
I think it was in 2017 or was
14.
it 14? They brought up
player names, yeah.
So they introduced player names like soccer on the back of jerseys.
Yep.
It was, I think, last of the season.
Like every other sport except for footy.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on that one?
I think keep things the way they are. The AFL and footy is a traditional game. Yeah, absolutely, brother. This is like we've always just had numbers on the back of players. We know what players wearing what number. We don't need their names. We know what their names are. Yes, every other sport has a name on the back of the jersey. But if I showed you number 30 for Carlton right now, what's his name?
His name is Charlie Kono.
Thank you very much. I don't need his name on the back of the shirt.
No, you don't.
And not only that, footy jerseys have a lot of sponsors and a lot of other things on the back of the shirt already. So if you add a name to that, it's just going to look like one big scribble on the back of the jumper.
I mean, if you're sitting level, forget level 4, you're sitting level 2 at the MCG.
You probably won't be able to see.
You can't see it.
Exactly. The net numbers you can see. They're massive, they're white, or they're black, or whatever they are. You can see them. So that's one thing I would say we should keep the way it is. Keep the number on the back of the jersey. Don't worry about his name. We know what his name is. Yeah, if not, pull out your footy record or put out the AFL app. Look at what his number is. You'll figure out his name.
It can be done.
Yeah, and the other one was the bounce.
The bounce.
Centre bounce.
Yes. I like the bounce. I know they said they want to look at doing it at least once every quarter.
Yeah.
Now, I know I said I'm a traditionalist. This is one I can get behind. If they're going to, at the very minimum, once every quarter, the bounce, but do not get rid of it. It can't go.
I agree with you. Again, I think at the beginning of the game and at the beginning of every quarter, and that's it.
That's it.
Yeah, I mean, okay, beginning of the game, but every time they kick a goal, they try and bounce it. The umpire messes up the bounce, bring the ball back. We're going to throw it up.
Yeah.
Why didn't you just throw it up from the beginning? I don't understand.
Yeah, I can get behind that. I can get behind that.
So to keep the tradition side of things going, because again, they want to shorten the game because of these things.
Yeah, yep.
So instead of shortening the quarters, how about we just throw the ball up,
tell them,
bounce it at the beginning of the game, bounce at the beginning of every quarter.
But they keep the bounce. They don't get rid of it.
They keep the bounce. Yeah. They keep the bounce. To officiate the start of the game, bounce it. At the beginning of every quarter, bounce it. But then after everybody kicks a goal, just throw it up in the air, which...
Yeah, I'm not even going to fight you on that. That's
half the time
fair,
they do anyway.
Yeah. And they, like you said,
because they mess up the bounce.
They get it wrong too often. So.
Exactly. So when they get it wrong, they waste time and all that kind of shenanigans. So
that's up.
I'd say just bounce the ball at the beginning of the game and at the beginning of every quarter. Just throw it up after that.
Throw it up.
Quit wasting time. Going off that, I think a big conversation that we've kind of been going through and have heard a lot about recently is the whole tradition behind father-sons and whatnot.
Yeah, so father-son is unique to our sport. Now, for some context, it's father at the moment, we're still a generation away from AFL women's.
Yep.
But if the father plays 100 games for a club, the club has access to their son.
Yes, they can pick their son
through a
the
mechanism through the draft.
Yep.
They don't have to pay as many points or whatnot, but essentially, if you got access, that's traditional. Now, I know teams like St Kilda have been calling to scrap it.
Hey, Nick Revolt, get your kids to start playing football.
Yeah, go away. No, the father-son stays.
Yeah, I agree.
It's three generations of Silvani. Sergio, Stephen, and now Jack, who's about to leave. But that's unique to our sport. I agree. The Dacos boys, like
the Brisbane players, the Ashcrofts and the Jasper Fletchers.
Yes.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. I think the father-sons, because there was talk at a particular point in time where they're just like, hey, modernisation is a lot better. Scrap the father-sons and just create academies, and all major sporting organisations and whatnot have academies. Why don't we just do that? And why?
Why?
Father-son's been a tradition. It's unique to our sport.
Yeah.
It's the same thing as the player names on the back of jumpers things. We don't have them, and it's unique to the AFL.
It works with the AFL. Yeah.
Keep the same thing with the father-sons.
Yeah.
It's unique to our game. It's something special. When you explain this concept to someone else that doesn't know what footy, that doesn't know this about footy, and they follow other sports and they go, oh, like you can play for that club because your father played for them. Absolutely. I think that's...
Like, I'm not very old, right? I'd like to think I'm not very old. But speaking of father-sons, I got to watch Andrew Walker play his entire career.
There you go.
Now, in 2 years, I'm going to get to watch his son play.
Yes.
Like, that's going to be the first time, really, I've experienced
the father-son transition.
Yep. Like, that is such a unique thing to our sport.
Yeah.
For a lot of older people, they would have seen the Dacos boys or the Silvani boys or the Ashcroft boys or whatever. But it is such a unique sport.
Yeah,
to be supporting a club, watching the father play, and equally for the women. Now it's also it's not just father-son, but father-daughter as well. Like, that is such a cool experience for young girls to watch their father play for the club, and now they have the opportunity to
following the footsteps
of the club. So, or young women would.
I mean, it might even be with the women, the mothers as well.
Even the mothers,
mothers playing the AFLW.
Like, how cool is that?
10, 15 years down the road, if their kid that's like young now is able to play for the team that their mothers played for,
amazing.
That's a tradition we should not change.
And I think we had that. Well, Erin Phillips, she did play. She played for Port Adelaide late in her career.
Yep,
and her father played for Port Adelaide
there you go.
As well. I don't know if it was through the father-son father-daughter mechanism, but like I think for her, and she spoke about it in her Hall of Fame speech.
Yep.
It was such a great experience for her to play for the club her father played for. So
very heartfelt speech.
It was a great speech. Yeah.
Got her dad real emotional about it as well.
It was a great speech. Highly recommend anyone to check it out.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I think that's another aspect or another feature of our game that we should not, change or not really make a difference to. Another one that we were discussing a lot of was changing the time slot of the grand final. I know you have very strong opinions on this one, Nabil.
I wrote an article about this on the Raw.
Absolutely.
Check it out. Give myself a plug.
There you go. No, it's fine.
Don't change it. No, it's a day grand final, 2 p.m., 2:30, whatever it is. The fans don't want it. It's just some media executive at the AFL that wants to change it to a night grand final.
Maybe even the corporate side of things.
Corporates, I get it. It looks better, but
I don't think it looks better.
What is it? The spectacle. Yeah, that looks better. But yeah, look, I've got strong views about it. Should be during the day.
Low-key don't even think the spectacle looks better because think about it. The grand final, for the most part, is always played in Victoria, right?
Yeah.
Part COVID and like extraneous circumstances.
Yep.
We now have a public holiday the day before grand final. So the whole weekend of the grand final is around the idea of it's a holiday that people celebrate and enjoy. And then the grand final day, like if the game's played in the afternoon, you have the whole morning to kind of get yourself ready and get yourself prepared.
You have you got grand final breakfast. You might have a barbecue. You host a barbecue every year.
Yes. So like things like that where it becomes like a day and the weekend where the whole family and everybody involved kind of enjoys. You make it a night grand final, you throw all that out the window because now the whole day is just like empty. Nothing's happening. And then you wait till 7 p.m. or 7:30 or whatever it is to watch the game. The game finishes at 10. Even if people want to go out and celebrate afterwards, or if people want to, just enjoy the rest of their night
with their families, whatever. You're sending your kids to bed. Kids are going
to go to bed an hour after the game starts. Right?
Come on.
Whereas the game happening during the afternoon, it finishes at 5 or 6 p.m. or whatever it is.
Family celebrate, kids celebrate.
Everybody enjoys it, and it's an experience for everybody to go through.
It is.
So the idea of changing it to night grand final, They trialed it during COVID up in Brisbane, and everybody was just like, it was all right.
It was during COVID, though. No one cared. Everyone was at home.
Well, in the States it was tried in WA and Queensland. They didn't have the restrictions we had, so they kind of enjoyed it. But like everybody just like, this feels weird, very unusual.
I think it's an Australian cultural tradition almost. Like you have your barbecue, you celebrate it, whether you're the newly arrived migrant, whether you're a tourist, whatever, you live in this country for 30 years, you're born here, whatever you are, you enjoy grand final day. You have your barbecue, or even if you don't have your barbecue, you sit, you watch the footy, and you talk about the footy afterwards. So changing that.
I think last year we did the same thing.
We had a barbecue.
We watched and sat and watched the game.
We did.
None of the people that were there were teams that were playing in the grand final, but we watched it because, like we said, it's the spectacle of. It's almost like our Super Bowl.
It is,
but our own way.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, it is.
So that's exactly what we want things to be, and we want things to stay like. So AFL, we're telling you, if you're hearing us, and if you're not, look for us and hear us. Do not change the AFL grand final time and keep it at the afternoon slot. And speaking of the grand final, it's one little tradition I think should change about it.
Tell me.
That is a player that doesn't play on the day but has played throughout the season should get a medal on grand final day.
Look, I disagree with you on that. I do.
Why is that?
I think it's the 22 on the field that deserves a medal.
I agree.
It's the 22 each player on the field that has contributed
On
and
that
if
day.
you're on that day and has led, if your team wins by a point and you're one of those players that have contributed to that, only those players should be awarded, as harsh as it sounds.
But what happens to the guy that's played the whole season, contributed to the team getting there? Because let's not forget, the AFL season's a marathon.
He wasn't there on the day.
He got injured in the prelim.
He's harsh as it is.
Yeah.
He wasn't there on the day.
I'll disagree with you on this one. I think that should change.
Well, yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I don't think they should, as like the NBA and like soccer in like the Europe and stuff like that. I don't think the whole club should get a medal for participating in the season. But I think if a player's played like, let's say 75% or 80% of games, and he gets injured and he misses the last 5 weeks or month of footy and doesn't play in the grand final, I think he deserves a medal.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, there's so many players that could have, like, be acknowledged as premiership players if this rule of whoever plays on the day is the only person that gets a medal didn't exist. But
we'll leave that one to the viewers.
We had a little discussion about it, but we'll leave it up to you all.
Moving on.
Yes.
To tipping.
Yes, time to look forward to round 21, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I think you're spot on.
Yes, and the first game of the round, the Western Bulldogs, our percentage farmers. I think we should officially change their name to that at this point. The percentage farmers versus the Giants. What do we think about that game? It's at Marvel as well.
Been a bit of a rivalry since 2016.
Yes.
The Giants for me. The Giants are in form.
Yeah.
Their third quarter against the Swans was devastating.
Yes.
9 goals, 1 I think. 9 unsaid, whatever it was.
Yeah, almost.
So the Giants for me.
I think I agree with you, to be honest. I think as great as the Bulldogs have been against the bottom 8 teams, we've already said that we don't think they're going to compete against the top 8. So, yeah, the Giants for me to get over the line on that one. Moving on to Friday, it's the Crows versus the Hawks at Adelaide Oval.
Yeah, I can kickstart us off again. I'm gonna go the Crows. I still don't rate the Hawks. I know they're 5th, but I'm not sold on them for some reason.
Yeah.
Whereas the Crows are in form. They finished. They had 135 points. In the wet. So the Crows for me.
Absolutely. I think I agree with you on that one as well. I think Adelaide should get over the line. I think they're showing against Port and how strong that forward line and their midfield and just generally across the board have been too dominant. And I think the Hawks have been a bit too shaky and a bit too inconsistent against a good team. So Adelaide for me.
And we move on to Saturday. We've got the Demons and the Eagles at Marvel Stadium. Yeah, interesting. Bit different.
Yes.
I'm going to tip the Eagles in a massive upset. I'm down and out in tipping. I want an upset. I'm going to tip the Eagles. They're no Harley Reid. They're not even close. I don't want to talk about odds, but no one will expect the Eagles to win.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tip them in an insane upset. I think the Demons have suffered PTSD from last week.
I was going to say, before I even heard you say I'm going to tip the Eagles, I said I was going to tip the Eagles as well this week. Only because, don't get me wrong, Melbourne didn't play horribly on the weekend. But that showing in the last quarter told me enough about the team that they've become from what they were. They were only premiers 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Now. So, and with the same core group for the most part, I'm tipping the Eagles because Melbourne have been absolute rubbish this season.
No, fair call.
And then the first afternoon game there's two 4 p.m. games on Saturday this week. Interesting. The Gold Coast and Richmond game at Marvel?
Yeah,
Is it
I like
Marvel?
this,
No, People's Stadium.
Yeah, I like this game. It's turning into a rivalry, maybe in the last...
Because of Dimmer.
There's just something about these teams. They don't like each other.
It would have only been greater if Dusty moved to the Gold Coast, to be honest.
But look, speaking of this game, I'm going to tip the Suns. They don't lose at home. So Suns for me against the Tigers. And yourself?
Absolutely. I think the Suns should get over the line against the Tigers as well. I think they've made People's Stadium a fortress now.
They have, yeah.
Very rarely been beaten up there, sorry. So, the Suns for me.
And then we go into Saturday twilight. We've got Sydney and Essendon at the SCG. Yeah, we both know what we're going to do with this one. Sydney will win. Sydney will win by 10 goals. They're going to destroy Essendon, especially at the SCG. So
Brody Grundy's about to have another best on ground performance.
He will. So
yeah, I
one
agree
step
with you.
closer to All Australian.
Yeah, I think Sydney. Yeah, low key, he's actually been playing pretty well. I think that second ruckman spot for the All Australian might have a bit of a fight for it. But yeah, Sydney should get over the line comfortably against Essendon. Saturday night.
Yes, Collingwood and Brisbane at the MCG. I know you're going. You're also taking a couple of mates with you to this game.
Yes, absolutely.
You can kickstart us off.
If I'd say anything if I speak based on Brisbane's form from last week, not that ours has been that great the last couple of weeks, but if their form is anything like it was last week, I think we'll get over the line against them. I don't think by much. I think it will be a proper arm wrestle and a proper fight. But I think we would get over the Brisbane Lions, especially at the MCG. Yourself?
Yeah, look, I'm gonna tip Collingwood as well. Just because you play well at the G.
Yes.
The Lions have lost to you guys the last couple of times at the MCG. The last
they haven't beaten us
or
since
3 times, or maybe even
the last time Brisbane have beaten us was prior to the 23 grand final.
Yeah, so I know the last few times you've had to put over them, and then last week's form, Brisbane's form last week suggests that Collingwood should get the job done.
Absolutely.
Moving on to Sunday, our first game on Sunday, St Kilda and North Melbourne at Marvel.
Another dead rubber.
I think so the dead rubber on Sunday. I'm going to tip the Saints. That's what I saw in their last quarter. I think they'll play like that throughout the game. North have been, they lost by 101, I think, last week. So the Saints for me.
I agree. Absolutely. I think St Kilda should, if their fourth quarter from last week is anything to go off, I think they should back up their performance this week. The Saints for me. And then the 3 p.m. game on Sunday, which is Geelong versus Port at GMHBA Stadium.
Yeah, look, the Cats are in form. The Cats are hard to beat.
Plaster.
Jeremy Cameron, I want him to kick 8. I want him to kick 10, and I hope they give him the ball at every opportunity at GMHBA Stadium. So
it would be cool to see another player kick 100 goals, wouldn't it?
It really would. I'm all in on that. So Geelong for me.
Yeah, I agree. I think Geelong should get over the line comfortably against Port. Like you said, I hope they give the ball as many times as they can to Jeremy Cameron. I'm not a big fan of Geelong, I'll be honest with you. But for some reason, I'm cheering for Jeremy Cameron to kick 100 just for the spectacle of it all. And in the last game of the round, which is the Dockers versus your boys down at Optus Stadium.
Yeah, look, we play really well at Optus.
Yeah,
believe it or not, our record at Optus in the last few years has been fantastic, especially against the Dockers and the Eagles. But we've beaten the Dockers in a lot of close ones at Optus Oval. So using that historical analysis and a little bit of delusion mixed with a little bit of delusion, I'm going to tip Carlton.
We're bringing this potion back out, aren't we?
Yeah. So I'm going to tip Carlton based on that analysis.
No, absolutely not. I've been saying this for weeks on end, but tipping Carlton has officially become illegal in my books. So I'm tipping, not to be honest, the frauds, but they've been actually playing well the last couple of weeks. So
fair enough.
I'm tipping the Dockers over you guys, and they should comfortably get over Carlton for the last game of the round. And that does it for this week, Nabil. Thanks for tuning in, guys. As always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
This week, you're just going to share it. TikTok,
send it to your cousins, your families.
I'm going to follow. I check your stories, so you make sure
your friends.
You share it.
Inspector Gadget here.
I'm keeping a close eye out on that.
Absolutely.
But, thanks for having us.
Take care, guys, and we'll see you guys next week. Ciao.